Hey everyone, Aaron here. Welcome to an anime tag that I was tagged by Habit. So I appreciate it a lot, man. I really, I'm grateful for this. I wanted to do a tag recently, and I'm glad someone even thought of doing one. So I'm gonna first and foremost say right now that I'm not gonna tag any one particular person in this anime tag. I'm actually gonna leave this open to you guys and girls. Feel free to do an anime tag. Just make sure you spread the word around. Link people, do all that stuff because I think that's a cool way of keeping these tags alive. And I think it's kind of always fun to hear other people's opinions and what made them watch anime, what made them into anime, essentially not the concept of you turning into an anime, but more so, what got you into anime, I should say. Anyways, yeah, by the way, I'm recording this like half asleep. I apologize in advance. I'm probably going to slur multiple words, but this is like the only busy week. This is the only time I could really do this, so I'm going to do it now. Anyways, I don't even know when I'm going to upload this, guy's truth. Anyways, the first question is, how old were you when you first started watching anime? I've told this story before, so I apologize in advance if you're not a new subscriber and if you heard this story before. I first started watching anime around 5 or 6 years old. I watched, of course, the obvious stuff like Dragon Ball and Pokemon and stuff like that. But what really got me into anime was like around 6 years old. I went to Blockbuster Video and I rented a movie called Bio Booster MacGyver, and it was actually a TV series. It was like 13 episodes in total, and I remember that it was a very dark and mature series. And at the time, I was a kid. I was actually very mature for my age. I actually knew a lot about, the essence of right and wrong and stuff like that because my parents had forced that into me at a young age. So I was I understood what was going on. I understood the violent nature of it, but I loved that anime so much that it really got me to other anime. I kept looking for different things and started getting into like Outlaw Star Cowboy Bebop as I grew older, of course, Gundam Wing, stuff like that. But my true first anime, I think, was Bio Booster MacGyver. All right, second question. What inspires you to motivate you to keep doing YouTube? This is a tricky question for me. Honestly, what inspires me to do YouTube is I think it's fun. You know, a lot of times I know it's a lot of work to do videos, and I think a lot of people who don't make videos themselves are just, casual watchers of YouTube, YouTubers in general. They don't know the essence of how hard it is to make videos sometimes. Like, even my simple videos, it takes a lot of editing. It's like I have to actually edit the narration volume. I have to make sure everything works. I have to make sure everything's timed. When it's something simple like this, right now I'm using only one still background. It's a lot easier, mind you, but a lot of times it's pretty complicated, and I feel for some of my friends who do a lot more work than I do, and I can only imagine sometimes I know that it takes them like 3 hours to render a video and edit a video totally. For me, I'm lucky I get to do it like maybe 25, 30 minutes. But that's not taking effect also the multiple takes to do these things and stuff like that. Like, I kid you not, guys and girls, I did this one maybe 4 takes already. No, yeah, realistic 4 takes. So I mean, it's work. But what motivates me, I think, beyond anything else, besides being fun, is I love talking to the people on here. Even the ones that have stupid comments and say ridiculous things that kind of like make me want to go, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I still like the interaction between people and seeing people's opinions and seeing, different natures of how to look at something. I've always been one of those people that really like to look at things between the lines, not always see things in one way. I don't have narrow-minded vision. I have, a wide berth of different things that I like and like doing and stuff, like seeing. I love learning, and I think one of the essences of making YouTube videos and seeing other people's comments and stuff like that, which is why I love doing that, is because I get to see how other people are in the world. What makes people's difference in anime. Do you like this series? Do you hate this show? Whatever. I love that, and I love having conversations talking about that. I think it's a lot of fun. So I really do think overall YouTube is fun to me. I think it's a great hobby. I don't see it as a career or a business venture. I know some people do, and listen, more power to you. It's a very hard thing to do, but honestly, this is a hobby for me, and it's always fun to do. All right, third question. What is your favorite genre, and what do you think is your favorite anime of that genre? Well, honest to God, it always will be forevermore romance genre. I love the romance genre. I know, like a lot of people say, well, you don't watch a lot of romance anime. I do watch a lot of romance anime, actually. The thing is that romance anime, and I think my friend Happy could say this also in agreement, is not an anime series that you see every season. You see like maybe one or two every other season, but you do not see like 10 of them being released. You see a lot more action packed series or shonen type shows and stuff like that. But you really don't see romance being a forefronter, forerunner. Excuse me. See, I told you, like I said, guys and girls, I'm tired. You don't see anime being a forerunner in the romance genre department. You see romance anime, of course, but you typically don't see it all the time. that's why I love Planet. I love stuff like that. You know, like Duskman Amnesia, uh, Your Lie in April, stuff like that. Really, I guess pulls at my heartstrings and makes me feel and really gets me emotionally driven and stuff like that. So I love anime that can do that. You know, I'm gonna take this step further. I'm gonna actually go in my second favorite genre. I'll do this, and you guys and girls can do this if you want to. If you're not, it's no big deal. But my second favorite genre probably would then be probably psychological horror slash psychological thrillers, stuff like that, because I love, you know, the concepts of the mind. One of the things that I think people forget, and this is why I love romance, but I also love psychological stuff maybe almost equally, because I love how people's minds work, almost similar to what I said, what motivates me to do YouTube. You know, seeing people, how they react to things, and how, you know, given certain circumstances, situations, cause the person to react in certain different ways. I love that. I think it's phenomenal. You know, at one time I wanted to be a psychiatrist. That kind of went out the window, you know, with a lot of stress and stuff like that. I give credit to psychologists all over the world. They really have a hard job. But I did want to do that because I used to read up on books of, like, you know, just how psychology worked and stuff like that. I used to really dig that kind of concept. So I love that the anime that kind of just goes, let's play with your mind. Let's see kind of what your breaking point is with certain things, and what leads you to horror, what leads you to thinking a little bit deeper and emotionally driven and stuff like that. So I love that. But still, no matter what, it will always be romance as my favorite genre. Alright, fourth question. What is your favorite type of YouTube video to make? Honest to God, I would say I love doing just simple reviews. I love doing episodic reviews, and I know I get the most views on them, but I like doing series reviews overall because I think it's a little bit easier to do what I want to do with them. You know, episodic reviews, I have to spoil a lot of stuff with them because unfortunately that's just how it is with spoilers, you know. You have to do that. I try to keep it with, you know, with my reviews and stuff like that, I try to keep it to a minimum to, you know, kind of leave the big impact moments. I kind of leave them in the dust or kind of leave them toward the end, so this way you make sure you don't gotta get spoiled right off the gate. But with full series reviews, what I could do is I could say what I feel about the series overall without having really spoiled anything. I could tell you the synopsis of it, how I felt about the beginning, middle, and end of it, you know, what I think could have did better, what it did, you know, did right, stuff like that, without having to spoil a single thing. I could say, you know, the ending was good, the ending was bad, but does that really spoil anything? No. It tells you, yeah, the ending might be bad or good, but it doesn't spoil it. So I really do like doing simple reviews. I would also like to do more top 10s, but they take a long freaking time of work. I mean, like, they take so much editing and so much little kind of nuances to them. Like, you know, that's please, I'm gonna link it actually in my the outro. Please check it out. I did a top 10 opening anime openings of all time for me, and that took me 2 hours to do. I had to record individual clips. I had to talk over. I had multiple copyright things that hit me with that. It was a lot of work. So honestly, go check that out. But, you know, I love doing top 10s, but they're a lot of work and a pain in the ass. I'm being honest with you guys and girls. All right, final question: do you have friends in the outside of the internet? You worded this so bad. Do you have friends in the outside of the internet who watch anime, or have you gotten anyone into anime, or have you gotten anyone into anime? I have had several people I've gotten into anime, and I do have a lot of friends on the outside that watch anime, surprisingly. A lot of times, actually, some of my friends from college, who I went to college for many years with them, I never knew they liked anime. And then one day I was, like, talking about a show, and all of a sudden, like, oh, dude, you watch anime too? Oh, and we go into, like, this discussion and all these debates and start talking about anime all day long. But, you know, I said this in one of my videos a long time ago, I don't really, you know, go out there and say, oh, I watch anime all the time. It's not that I'm embarrassed by it. No, it's just that I feel like, why should I do that if you're not going to really be willing to listen to me talk or rant or, you know, rave about an anime, you know, in general. So I always figure, no, well, you know, if you bring up the anime, you say, oh, yeah, I love anime, then I'll go, oh, we'll be talking all day. I have gotten a few people into anime. I haven't gotten, like, millions of people. I've gotten maybe, I want to say no lie, maybe like 15 or 20 people into anime. They became like religious anime viewers after I told them to watch different shows. Because I'm usually pretty good at telling people what to watch depending on their styles. Like, you know, my one friend, he says, oh, he loves action shows. So I'm like, why don't you watch like a show like a show like Sword Art or Attack on Titan and something like that. My other friend said, oh, he loves like drama thrillers, you know, not comedy, but more so like criminal drama thrillers. I said, why don't you watch Death Note, stuff like that. And typically when they watch that, they're like, oh, dude, what else is there? What else can I, you know, and then I get them further down the kind of road to anime oblivion in terms of watching anime and stuff like that. But yeah, I've gotten like a lot of people into anime. I'm not going to say hundreds or anything like that, but I've gotten at least a couple dozen, maybe in total. Anyways, guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this anime tag. Again, Habit, thank you very much for tagging me in this. Feel free to tag anyone you want in this. By the way, the background I'm using right now is Senjohara from Bakemonogatari, which is one of my favorite anime of all time too. I used her because she's my waifu. No, I'm only joking. Well, partially joking. How's that? Anyways, though, guys and girls, I will talk to you all later. Have a great, great day. Bye bye.
You